Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, how's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
It is time for another episode of the Three Good Guys podcast. Today we're actually live on Instagram.
All
So
right.
shout out to y'all, anybody who pops through. We love to see you, leave a comment, something like that. But yeah, y'all doing all right? Y'all good?
Fantastic.
Solid, man.
This man has a jacket on like it's cold outside. I don't know if you know this.
man. You know,
You're
I'm
in
actually
North
just
Texas.
representing,
Los Angeles?
That's
the
right.
Dodgers more specifically.
Okay.
We're in the playoffs. We're doing well. We're getting it done.
Admittedly, I've never watched a baseball game ever.
Well, that's I only watch playoffs. I don't really watch like throughout the season unless it's just somebody I really like enjoy watching.
You're gonna have to teach me.
Yeah.
That's what it's
You
gonna
might
be.
have to watch a
Yeah.
playoff game here. So.
Baseball's cool, except for that one time I went to a Rangers game and I fell asleep at the game.
Let's get
But
the intros going. Let's go.
That's crazy. Anyways, my name, ladies and gentlemen, is Miles. To my right, we have,
Rodney.
and to the far right,
Leonard.
and we are getting ready to hop into some interesting conversation. This here is for your morning commute.
Unless you're watching it live.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching it live,
And
'cause
you
then
should
know
be.
it's
You
not
should have
anymore.
just got home from church. Maybe you just got finished eating.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So
But
before
yeah.
you take that afternoon nap, enjoy
Yeah,
enjoy the episode.
enjoy the show. You feel me?
Exactly.
Alright.
But we got some things to hop into. What do y'all want to hop into first?
First question I had was, when is it too early to start playing Christmas music?
I'll be honest with you. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Listen, no such thing as too early for Christmas music. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Christmas with the Drifters, I ain't gonna lie. That gets played year long.
Mm-hmm.
It's good music, and I'm not gonna shut it down because it's not December.
I bet. What you?
Listen, man, I get tired of Christmas music quick. Okay, first off, as soon as I hear the first Mariah Carey, like I'm
Let's
like,
leave.
no. And you know what? It's weird because I think as I've gotten older, like Christmas ain't the same like when I was, 10.
You need to have
You know
some
what I mean?
kids.
True.
It'll change it for you.
That
It'll
might change it for me,
yeah.
but it's just like then I'm thinking about stress. Like, damn, I gotta go buy them stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's a real
I gotta
thing.
put it up
That's
on
a
it.
real thing.
You know?
Scrooge.
Just
A
stuff like
Grinch.
that. Gift giving. I just when it's just me and the wife and it's all good. We're chilling.
I only got one person's gift I'm worried about this year, so
I used to be like, for me, Christmas starts the day after Halloween. Like, when Halloween is over, it's Christmas season. Because there's no such thing as Thanksgiving season, right? That's just a meal on the way to Christmas. That's all it is, okay? But I ain't gonna lie, like, this year, I was like, it's cold outside. And I played Mariah Carey today. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's Christmas season. It came 2 weeks early.
it's not cold outside.
Yeah, nah.
Nah,
It
it's
was
been.
cold this
Nah, it's
morning
been
a little
cold. Yeah, in the mornings, it's been cold, bro.
Yeah.
So you don't wake up and take a little kid to school in the morning, so you wouldn't understand.
I mean,
It's cold out there.
I've been out on the road in the morning, so it'd be a little nippy.
It's not the same.
All right.
Yeah, but it's not.
So what was our consensus? Never too early.
Never too early.
It's
Way too
just
early.
Way
He's
too
a
Man,
early.
listen, have you ever worked?
He's a Scrooge.
But you didn't say
listen,
when.
hold on, wait. I don't want to hear Christmas music until December. I don't care. I don't want to hear it until December.
Oh my gosh! Not even after Thanksgiving.
You might want to
No.
leave after this podcast
December.
goes off.
Listen.
I'm playing my Christmas music.
I don't want to hear it. But like, have you ever worked in a place that just plays Christmas music like the whole time you're at work?
I did when I used to work at Kohl's.
See,
yeah,
and that's
I hated
why
that.
that's
I
why you guys are
understand.
good with it because you never
No, I
had to
understand because when we
experience
went, because it switched to a Christmas playlist, and it was annoying as can be. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
you hear
you're
the
right.
same 10 songs
over and over again. I can respect that.
that forever. Man, that's
Oh,
crazy.
I did when I worked at Steak and Shake during Christmas time.
Yeah, they give
All
you a
Christmas
Christmas playlist. All right, but if that's not your experience,
He's still a Scrooge.
I played Mariah Carey
He's
today for the first time.
Terrible.
Man, no.
All right, I know we had a lot of good actual topics to get into. I just want to
Hey,
start with that.
first question I have, because I know we got some political stuff to jump into.
Oh, politics.
Trump actually working at McDonald's for a day.
Major level trolling. Top tier trolling.
Yeah,
I don't care
top
what
tier
nobody
trolling.
say. The most hilarious thing I
Should
ever
that
seen.
win you the presidency?
Absolutely
Not
not.
at all.
No.
No. But if
But
you want
like-
to make somebody laugh,
That's funny as heck.
That's
I
top
can't
tier
even
trolling.
like. You can't be. I don't know. You gotta laugh at that, man.
you got
The,
to.
You got
the
to.
fact that he did it just to poke fun at
The
somebody
fact that
is
somebody's going to be
crazy.
mad about it is
Yeah,
crazy.
you can't be mad at,
You
at
can't
the
really
president
be
for
mad
what?
at
Like,
that. I mean, it is petty, but like
It's top tier.
Oh,
petty.
it's
like I think the
love
only
petty.
person that should be mad about that is probably Kamala Harris, and that's it.
Kamala.
Kamala. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
come on now.
name.
Come on now.
Kamala. I just hear too
The
many.
Beehive gonna come for you.
Yeah,
Better watch out. And
Beyonce, thank you for everything that you've done.
I don't know where that
We're
came from.
trying to be in
Oh,
the
you're
clear.
trying to okay.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I
We're
was
trying to be in
wondering.
the clear. You said Beehive. I gotta make sure we like Beyonce over here, right?
I could have named
Do we?
3 Beyonce songs.
Do we like Beyonce?
So you guys ever heard about that meme? Like why
What?
everybody's thinking Beyonce?
No.
So apparently there's just like, I mean, you gotta look into it. Like there's some conspiracy in regards to like Beyonce is behind a lot of the downfall of a lot of people, and like people left messages in behind songs about how Beyonce and Jay-Z are like behind certain things. So you would randomly hear people at award shows thank Beyonce, and they do that.
They trying to say in the good graces.
Exactly.
Oh.
So recently, one of this, I forget her name. She used to be like on a, I think it's like JoJo Siwa, something like that. She was on some award show and she won something. I don't know. And she like trollingly said like, "Oh, thank you, Beyonce, just to keep all the dance
I
community
love a
covered."
good troll.
Right? And like I was like, why did she say that? And then of course I looked into it and I was like, oh, there's this whole thing about it. There's this whole J. Cole song that they're
Yeah, I saw
speculating that's
academics
behind.
breaking that down, but I
Yeah.
didn't understand what was going on. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know all the details, but like, yeah.
So it's
So
a
now I
real
got
thing.
something
It
to check
really is
out.
people like just seemingly randomly thanking Beyonce.
Yeah, to some degree.
Oh,
Like when it
yeah.
comes to award
Because
shows.
I don't be watching award shows no more.
Yeah, nah. I think that died out for me like years ago. I don't really care
Yeah.
about award shows anymore.
I don't know. Last award show I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw when. Who was it? When Lecrae did the BET Cypher. I didn't watch
That
the
was
show.
2013.
I watched
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was a
That
while
was so
ago.
long
That's
ago.
probably the last one I saw though. Like I haven't watched one.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what
forever.
would make you watch award shows again?
Me winning one.
No, I mean,
you gotta be
point.
going.
You got a
Yeah.
point. Like if it's somebody that I
Somebody
know,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
but then after they're, it's kind of like a graduation. Like after they're done, then
Yeah,
like, I don't want to watch the rest. Of it.
Purpose there anymore.
And I don't listen to most.
Yeah, I don't listen to most of it either.
You know,
Yeah. What if it's
I ain't
like the
gonna say I don't
Stellar
listen to
Awards,
nothing.
though, you know?
I've never watched the Stellar
No.
Awards. Never.
Even that, I've only seen like
Stellar
when a
Awards go
certain
hard.
person
Stellar Awards,
performed.
Dove Awards. I've never watched. I've just never watched award shows.
I've never watched the Doves, but I've watched Stellar Awards a couple times.
Yeah.
No, I've only watched when
But I watch
somebody
clips.
was performing.
Like somebody I like, if they performing, I watch that clip on YouTube. But
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, that's what it is.
I just nah. Plus, I'm on my D1 these days. I think most stuff is too terrible, and we need to just get rid of it all.
Okay.
Wow.
So for today, I know we were going to talk politics. We're going to talk AI. We're going to talk Antichrist. I know we said we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So who's going to...
Which one we jumping into first? We already mentioned Trump, so we can get the politics out the way.
All right, let's do
Unless
it.
you want to go AI first.
No. Let's do that.
Okay.
Politics.
Politics. Which I got for politics?
There was a question that Junior said he wanted to ask.
Well, I mean, you kind of asked it in the thing, but this is kind of like, this ties into politics, and we'll go further in. Do you
Yeah.
think God is really telling people who's going to win?
Oh,
I thought it was
man.
going to a different
We're gonna go
question.
there
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we've been seeing pastors. Oh, God told me Kamala's going to win. God told me Trump's going to... These people are just excited. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to just say they're excited. I'm going to leave it at that. But I don't really think God's telling them.
Yeah, that's
Can he? Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that.
Is he? No.
No.
Because why we got two different answers.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, I can tell you why you got two different answers. Somebody actually heard from God, and somebody decided it was a good marketing strategy.
Somebody just excited, bro. Somebody just excited.
I don't even know if they're excited. They just know it's a good marketing
But you know
strategy.
what? Like, honestly, it's a 50-50 chance.
Exactly. I was gonna say,
You know?
pretty good odds. Like,
Pretty good
You got
odds.
a good
flip a
shot.
coin.
I told you the Lord was
If
talking to
every
me.
prophecy is about 50-50, like, you
Yeah,
might
you
get
got some pretty good odds, yeah.
Then they're like, oh man, he's really on point, you
Yeah.
know? He got that right.
But like I said, there was a pastor last election who said Trump was going to win, and he got it wrong. And the one thing I did like about him is he didn't make no excuses. He just came out and was like, hey, I thought I heard I was wrong, and because I publicly announced it, I need to publicly apologize. And I can respect that. I don't think you're a false prophet because you get one thing wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but you might need to sit down and
yeah,
study.
definitely need to
Yeah.
go over some things. But what if I mentioned this? What if Trump wins this time? You think he's gonna go back and be like?
He better not be like, oh, I was right. I was just early.
Yeah.
Nah, get out of here. Nah, you was wrong.
You don't want to give him the I was early.
Nah, and he won't. Like, I don't think he will do that. Not from the way he said it. You know, he was like, I was wrong. And so I appreciate people that can admit, like, I thought this, but I was wrong. Because you can get excited, bro. Like, you can get in a church service and the spirit is high, the emotions are through the roof, and you be like, man, God's telling me. And be like, nah, slow down.
You was thinking
buddy.
that before the service started.
Yeah, that was already inside of you. So, you know.
How you feel about that, though? Like, I feel like a lot of people just have a ton of words all the time. I'm like, it's like, especially, let's just say, you hear words from other people towards you all the time. I'm like, dang, he be talking to you about me more than he talked to me about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just like...
Nah, some people prophesy more than the prophets in the Bible. Like, y'all gotta calm that down. Like, God really not talking to you like that, you know? And I don't want to be bad and call them, like, false prophets or wolf in sheep clothing and all that stuff. Because when you look at what the Bible is saying about false prophets, they were actually leading the people away from God.
Yes.
That's what it was saying. It was like, if they prophesy this and it doesn't happen, don't fear them. But they were saying that to lead you away from God. So, I mean, if you're still preaching Jesus Christ, you know, you probably just need to sit down. I think that's a problem with Christianity in general. Like, people forget, Paul knew the whole Old Testament, but when he converted, he went 3 years. He went away for 3 years before he started his ministry. And a lot of times, people just get saved, they get excited, and they just take off, you know. Another thing the Bible shows is that there was a school of prophets. The prophets sat underneath another prophet and learned how to hone their craft before they went out there. So that's the problem in our church, especially our black church. You know, we see somebody on fire for God, we ready to just put them out there like, hey, go do ministry. And it's like, yo, sit down and study first.
And then even someone who does have the gift of prophecy, they don't get the training, the education. And I think that's what happens sometimes. We got some folks who never did hone their gift, never did get any kind of training or education.
Yeah.
So sometimes they be off a little bit because they gave the prophecy to you, but it was supposed to go to you.
Next to them,
you was close, but you were off because you told the wrong person. And no one's ever going to the guy to the right to see what happened with him. The
reason why prophecy is so dangerous is because you're hearing from God. So you can get this complex of like, I hear from God. What you gonna tell me?
Exactly.
You know, and it's like, I'm gonna tell you to shut up and sit down and study and get underneath somebody else because you messing up. You know, so that's why when somebody give me a prophecy, honestly, I just be like, okay.
And
if it's true, it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
You know, and if it's not true, then okay. You know, because people. I don't think we study a lot, and I don't think we sit underneath someone else and, you know, learn from them, especially when it comes to prophecy.
Yeah, I don't think we study at all.
You know what's the most common prophecy in the black church?
Your blessing's coming around the corner?
Well, that's second.
That's gotta be.
Nah, number one is so-and-so's your husband or so-and-so's
your wife.
Oh, man. It's like, bro, y'all, if that's true, I'm like, bet, it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
You know, like, I don't put no stock in people's prophecy.
You know what? And I don't know if I'm trying to go back in the recesses of my mind here to think if I remember anybody ever prophesying a husband or a wife or saying this person is.
Did you say that happened to you?
Hold on, wait.
Okay, let me shut up. You got it.
I know what you're talking about. So I'm talking about as far as openly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, all of those ones are more personal ones, right? Mm-hmm. They typically come to you and somebody told me that.
Yeah.
One-on-one. I'm trying to think in any open setting. I've never heard that. Nobody was ever bold enough to say it openly. So that kind of just makes me feel a way. But of course, that could be like a private thing that they want to give to somebody if they are hearing from God.
Yeah.
You know, they don't probably want to let everybody know.
Yo, if you prophesy on the mic, you better be right.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. You better be spot on.
Yeah, we live streaming it too, so we can play that back. Hold on, what did you say?
Yeah, man.
We gotta record it.
Yeah, I wish people with the gift would take some time and sit under others.
Absolutely. Especially
young prophets. I'd be like, dude, you 22. You shouldn't even start your ministry till you're 30.
I was
You know,
just
so-
watching something. I know we've talked about this before, but extremely young folks in the church with these titles and stuff. I'm almost at a point where I'm like, we need to just do away with it completely.
It's dangerous.
Like, if you're not old enough, you can't. I don't care how talented and how you cannot have a title. You're not old enough.
Yeah, I mean, they can have a junior title. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
Like prophet in training.
yeah, it's like,
No.
yeah.
Christian
No.
worker.
Christian worker is
No.
perfect.
no.
Yeah.
I think Christian worker is perfect.
Here's a
That
problem.
is.
Titles mean authority.
They don't always.
Not
mean
all.
authority. That just means position
You don't get a position. You ain't old enough. You don't. My point is, you can't have none of that.
or
No.
aspiring. Dang.
I have no
No.
problem. I have no problem with a title.
You know what? I think
Student. That can be your title.
I mean, it's basically the
I mean,
same
the
thing.
same thing. Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. I think it could do more harm. I mean, I think it could do more good than harm in the sense that for those people who, especially those eager Christians to want to get in and do something, and they just got saved or whatever, and they're super eager about wanting to do something, to have something to do in the church. And when you give them that installment, that titling, or whatever you want to call it, Christian worker, whatever it is, you know, they have a sense of accomplishment, and it's almost like an encouragement thing. Like keep going, and then you have something you're upholding yourself to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I'm a Christian worker. I gotta do my thing. So yeah, I think it's encouragement more than anything.
Yeah.
So I think there's
levels to
value
it.
in that.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
But like in regards to authoritative things, like that require, you know, okay, you're gonna have a service that you're gonna be over. Like you're gonna be a minister. You're gonna be a, you know,
Yeah, like when
deacon,
I see like
deacon
9-year-old
or-
ministers, I be like, bro, who did that to this kid?
Yeah.
Poor kid. How you feeling bad for the kid? And now he can't go get prayer no more if he dealing with something, because everybody gonna look at you like you supposed to be a minister.
You supposed to be the one up there praying
You know
for
what I'm
me.
saying? So now he just at 9 years old trying to figure it out. Poor fella. Nah, don't do that to your kids, man. Don't do that to the kid.
Nah, I'm still just saying no. Nah.
I get it though. I mean, it's sometimes it's just like avoiding.
Well, I
it
mean, how
altogether,
young you
it doesn't
talking?
work.
Because like if you're 24, like you could be.
No, like 24, you can. That's different. But like, so we didn't have titles when we were coming up.
Speak for yourself. I got a license at 18, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't get licensed until I don't know, like 20 or something like that.
Mm.
But my point
That's
is
better.
like when we first started speaking, we were younger than that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and
I
that's the
feel
way it
like
should
you
be.
have no
That's the
title.
way it should be. You should just be a regular member and
yeah,
have an
just-
opportunity to share.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah, I feel that.
There was no Minister Miles is coming to. I was just a kid who had something to say.
Brother Miles,
He was able to say it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I feel it. That's the way it should be for children, for sure.
Sister Karina, come on up and give us a
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
inspirational. You
That's
know?
it.
I got my Bible right here.
She didn't like the sound of that. Give a what? But yeah, I'm sorry. That's a little off topic, but it's just because I keep seeing that, and like a friend of mine was recently with that little kid. He's like 7 years old who be preaching. He was on a
Yeah,
Steve Harvey show.
Remember
Like
you
a friend
talking
of mine
about
just met him.
the black dude.
Yeah,
black kid.
and I'm like, all power to the kid. I want nothing but the best for him, but this is a lot for a 9-year-old to live up to.
Mhm.
I don't even know if he's 9. He's like
Nah, he
7.
like 6.
This
Yeah,
is
then
too
when
much
you
for
see
him
that
to
kind of
live
stuff,
up to.
I want to ask the kid like, okay, but what does this mean, bro? Like you can preach, but do you know what you're saying? Do you know how to apply it to your life? Can you tell me it without just quoting the scripture? Like, can you talk me through what you're saying?
What did you come up with?
Yeah.
You know, like
And then not only that, why are you preaching like that, brother?
Yeah, when your mama and dad's in the back mouthing like, okay, go to verse 3 now.
yeah, you know, it's
Then,
like,
then it's just like, you know what? Sit down.
Go to.
yeah, man.
Tell mom and dad come up here and preach this word
That's hilarious.
and go sit down.
Yeah, that's all bad.
Yeah,
That's
I'm all for letting kids have an outlet, but to put them in a position of authority or to expect them to be on the same level as an adult, it's just wrong, and it really messes the kid up
Yeah.
in the long run.
crazy. I don't even know what we were talking about.
We're going to reel
Yeah,
back
yeah,
in.
you got-
Okay, yeah.
So
Keep us
we were
in
talking
line,
about we were talking about it's God giving pastors or people
Oh, yeah.
who can win the election, and then we did kind of talk about what do we do with people who get it wrong, and in essence I guess it's the same thing. If somebody gets it wrong, are they admitting to it
Nah, you gotta admit to it.
Yeah, you gotta admit to
Nah, if you prophesy to me and it's wrong, you got to fess up, buddy.
Exactly. So
You ain't no God changed his mind.
There's no grace without admission.
Or
True.
they be like, oh, prophecy's conditional. Not yours. Your prophecy was very on point.
clear.
Yeah.
What's the conditions of your prophecy?
Yeah, man.
And then I think you asked, should pastors tell people how to vote? How do you feel about that?
That's a good one. Should pastors? Yeah, let me hear from y'all first.
You want to go? I got a thought.
Somebody, anybody. Go
Okay,
for
so
it.
here's my thought. I believe I don't know if a pastor should tell you exactly what to vote for, exactly who to vote for, but I believe that if your religion cannot influence your decisions, your religion is damn pointless.
Dang.
Because it doesn't hold any weight over the life that you actually live. So you can just leave that religion alone because it clearly doesn't actually motivate you to change or to do anything. So should a pastor say exactly who or what to vote for? I don't know. But should a pastor have the right to say these are certain issues that are up and this is what we believe as, followers of Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you take what you can from that information and you make your decision. Now, oftentimes, that'll lead you to a certain place. For me, I don't want to vote for neither of these candidates, to be honest with you. I've heard me plenty of times.
Well,
we need third party.
Gotta vote for somebody.
And you can vote third party. And being in Texas, I might as well vote for third party because my vote's going to the Republican nominee.
Sure is.
Anyways,
Yep.
it don't matter who I vote for. So at least I can give somebody a vote of confidence, letting them know, hey, we're out here, we see you.
So that's a no, right? Pastor shouldn't?
Not outright, but they should definitely inform.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I don't think they should outright. I think you don't want, because one thing pastors do have is a ton of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want anybody to actually gain their own knowledge or their own footing of what is going on around us, like especially if you're a person of influence over them, like you should give them the tools to make their own determinations. Like that's what you should be doing every day in church anyway. When you're giving the word or whatever, and even in your daily walk, like show forth an example, give them the keys, allow them to make their decisions so that it's truly theirs. So yeah, I would speak against it. If somebody were to do it, it depends on the contents and in which they do it. Like if they say, "Hey, I personally endorse this person or whatever," I don't know. I'm asking the saints to do the same. Now, of course, is there any value in presenting that to everybody? I don't think there really is. I mean, unless you have some kind of vested interest, that's what I'm thinking. Like if you're professing that over the mic to big congregations, like there's some type of vested interest that you have, because you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
at least not during a church service or anything like that. Like maybe if you're in an interview somewhere else,
that's different.
And they're asking you your opinion, then sure,
yeah.
right? But like, nah, you don't need to do that then. Yeah. But you know, I don't know. I'm against it though.
I think pastors absolutely should never tell their congregation how to vote, because one thing, they gonna be wrong. I don't trust these pastors. No, voting off of emotion and all that stuff. Can't give me 2 facts or one policy. No, absolutely not. Stick to what you were called to preach. Now, I agree with what you said though. You should be giving the gospel to the point that as they listen to your sermon and look at the choices available, they will then make a decision. Yeah. But no, man, I don't trust pastors. I don't trust people. I done seen pastors endorse all kind of stuff that I totally disagree with. So, nah, that's and if a pastor does that, they really got to be like checking themselves, like from the congregation. Now, if you do it off on the side, like you said, on your own, you're still human. You can tell people how you feel, but
exactly,
nah, not from the pulpit. Definitely not.
Nah. Certain things just aren't called for.
Yeah, I always think it's weird when you see like politicians going to these churches to lobby for a vote.
Oh
yeah.
Now let me talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I like that as long as they invite both sides. If you invite both sides to your church, that's good, because I think that we should provide a place for people to make
Do
their
you
own
think
decisions.
they're really being invited though, or they're just deciding to go to this place because
it doesn't? This is my
because
thought.
it's like, okay, let's just throw this out there. Let's say Trump goes to Ebenezer Baptist Church. You know, it's Martin Luther King associated. You know, he just goes there, right? He's like, hey, I'm coming through. I'm pulling up.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Do they go out of their way to say, hey, Kamala pull up? Cause
I don't know,
he's saying-
but the way I say it is, if I'm gonna let you speak to my people, like if you just come for a Sunday service, I mean, you can come and sit. But if I'm gonna let you come and speak, you know they let them come and speak.
Mm-hmm.
If you come and speak, I got to, as a church, I have to let both sides come and speak because I need people to make an informed decision.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think it's weird to have these folks in these political parties come and you give them your platform and your congregation and give them time to say whatever they feel like saying to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you trust these politicians that much in the first place, but you decide to do that, but then you never give them the opposite side of it. And plus, when you do that, that's the same thing as saying, vote for this nominee.
Hey,
Yeah,
if I was ever in a church and somebody came up there, I'm gonna act a fool. I'm gonna say, excuse me, what do you feel about killing God's unborn babies?
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna ask it straight up. I needs to know.
Well,
I got to know.
Yeah.
And the answer would go something like, I grew up a middle class kid. Okay, I'm done.
somehow it'll get to washing greens and
Oh, my goodness.
Greens in the tub, boy.
Which
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
not getting over that, by the way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're not living that down.
But no, yeah, just have both sides. Let people make informed decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think pastors are not, of course, not all, but a lot of pastors are not knowledgeable in politics.
Yeah.
So they're voting off of emotions, bro. So. But it don't make sense because they should be more involved in politics. They should
sure.
be. The civil rights movement was led by pastors.
Yeah,
They should be.
A bunch of pastors.
Pastors are and should be if they're not community leaders.
Yeah.
In some sense. So they should be involved with the greater good of the community, which of course is in line with politicians and people.
Yeah.
Here locally. Now, of course, there's some people that there's pastors that I know that are more connected with their local community and local mayors and things like that than they are really connected to worried about the presidencies and things of that nature. Which
To me, it's more important.
technically is way more important
Way
because
more important.
we have more of a say so in those areas than we do on
Way
the
more
grand scale.
important. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what should be looked at more. But yeah, man, it's kind of tough though.
Yeah, I think when it comes to small churches specifically, because larger churches, they're all plugged in with the city. You got too much motion. Even if you're not intentionally plugging in
The
with
city will plug in with
the
you.
city's going to plug in with you.
Definitely.
Because you got way too much influence. But smaller churches, I think we need to get back to being more intentional with being plugged in with our local communities. I don't think smaller churches should be popping up and no one's figuring out who's in the community, what's going on.
You know what's crazy? It's like you could be a pastor in a city and don't even know who the mayor is. That's
That is
wild.
crazy.
Like you should at least know who your mayor is, right? Because if you're in that city, you're supposed to be making an impact in that city. You should know who's running that thing. You know what I'm saying?
We have got to fix and change that.
And for that simple reason, why I say they should not be telling us how to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know.
All bad.
Yeah, no, that's tough because you got to think about it in the sense that smaller churches, like I believe smaller churches are purposeful. Absolutely. I mean, of course, I'm a part of a smaller church per se, right? But I think there's a edge where you just have like a clique gathering every Sunday, and then you're actually having church and then doing things in the community because if it just is, this is our 20, 35, maybe 100 people, and we show up and we have church and we get hype with each other, and then we go home, we don't ever do any outreach, we don't ever do anything outside of just me.
These four walls.
Then then that's where I'm like, okay, now you got to kind of reevaluate. And so that opinions of people like that, like you said, people who don't know or not connected with their mayor, not connected with people in the city, I'm like, yeah, you got to reconsider a lot of things that way.
Yeah. So what do you do if your pastor tells you, like, let's say, not this election or whatever, but like, let's say your pastor tells you, like, oh, if you're a Christian, you're gonna vote this way. Like, what do you do with
I'm
that?
gonna tell them I disagree.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna tell where people should vote at because I can find fault that are in both of these candidates that are not lining up biblically, right?
In both.
But listen, I can find fault in folks in these four walls.
I can find fault in people in the Bible.
There's
There's fault everywhere.
There's fault everywhere. You're right. And so, for me to tell somebody like, hey, you're not Christian if you don't vote this direction, that's...
I hate that. I hate that idea. Like, Christians have to vote this way. I'm like, do they?
You know what I need more Christians to understand? That your pastor is truly just a man, and that you can hold your pastor accountable as much as he can hold you accountable.
Glory.
Mm-hmm. It's way too many of us who view a pastor as this high, lofty thing that we can't attain. Mm-hmm. Anybody can become a pastor if you want to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't, but
probably
I know what you're saying.
But anybody could. You feel me? Now, I do believe we should respect and honor them, but they're not anything more than just another person. Yeah. They just decided to do something specific with their life.
And the church is your church. I think we were talking about that last time. Like, it's your church. You have some say. You have some input. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's a good church.
If it's a good church, exactly. If it's a good church, there should be a board. There should be checks and balances within the church. Because
now, if I was a pastor, there wouldn't be no checks and balances.
Oh,
absolutely not.
That's why you're the pastor of your home. That's why
no checks and balances.
Well, we ain't gonna say that too loud. He over there. There's checks and balances.
Checks and balances. Yeah, sure.
There's checks and balances.
Okay.
But yeah, that's. But no, if you're a pastor, there absolutely should be checks and balances. Like, if you're a pastor, you should be be able to be voted out of your position if the congregation deems necessary.
Yeah.
And that's it. And if you are a pastor and that's what happens, and you're like, you should be grateful that your ministry is mature enough to make that type of decision.
Yeah.
Because that means that they're holding you accountable, and they're holding the livelihood of the church accountable. If they deem like, hey, no, this is gonna be a better direction. We need you to sit down, or we need something to change, right? So yeah, I think everybody should be more involved. Now, that doesn't mean, people just get up and start voicing like crazy opinions, like, or whatever, like, get together with people who can make decisions, present things to them, in love. And, things can, in love is actually, I'm not saying that lightly. That's probably the most important thing to do. You can't get up there and be like, the music is just too dang loud. I can't deal with this. That's not a good way to approach it. Now, you may very well be correct.
You could be correct. But there's a way to say it.
But there is a way to say it, and there's a way to present it. And just like if your pastor came to you and you was doing something crazy and he started screaming and hollering at you, you would be offended, be like, I'm done
off the
going
rip.
to church.
I don't even know what you're saying to me at this point.
Exactly.
It's just how you saying it.
He could be saying
100% correct. Right. It don't matter.
It don't matter. So you got to come correct.
You talk to me like a man.
Exactly.
You disrespect me. Shoot.
Yeah, you know how we get, man. We get defensive, but understandable.
So I think people, if a pastor says that, people should feel comfortable telling their pastor no.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, and he can still be a pastor.
No, I got another question for you though. Mm-hmm. All right, us not being pastors, us being friends. Have you ever talked to a friend and been like, "Why would a Christian vote for this person?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay, you said okay. I'll just see.
I would say in the past I have, but looking back at it now, I'm like, well, nah, I can't really say that.
Yeah, I've said it. I said it this last week, but I really don't care who people vote for. But I do be like,
yeah,
you do care. he cares. He cares because he has an opinion.
But I have an opinion, but like I said earlier, at the end of the day, I think God is in control. So at the end of the day, and I also love our government system. Our government has checks and balances. Mm-hmm. So, some stuff might suck, but, there's a check and balance system.
It's only so far everything
can only go so far. Yeah. So, that's what I love about our government.
Absolutely.
Because someone told me that our former president was a dictator, and I was like, did he leave office? Yeah, he did. Dictators don't leave office.
That's like the number one thing in being a dictator.
You know why he left office?
Keep power.
Because we have a system of checks and balances.
That's right. You can't.
So even if you wanted to be a dictator, you couldn't
force some self-sustaining.
You
can't.
Yeah. Even if on January 6th they got in there and they did something, there's no way he was still going to be.
He would have been out of there on the 20th like everybody before
exactly.
He'd have to. The only way to become a dictator in America is to take over the entire military.
Yeah.
How the heck are you gonna pull that
the whole
off?
military.
Yeah, no way.
I don't know.
And listen,
that's the only way to do it.
Listen, you ain't even gotta worry about the military. Americans will kill you.
That's
That's
a
it.
fact.
We got shooters in this country.
Yes. That is
I
correct.
be like, can we stop trying to kill people?
No,
Good.
it'll never work in America.
Yeah.
Like you are not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You're just not.
But it is embarrassing when we be trying to kill political people in this country. I be like, yo, that's embarrassing.
crazy.
Look, please stop doing that.
Yeah.
But America do got some shooters though.
Yeah, I don't worry about a dictator here in America. That's just
I'm not worried about it. I'm really not.
not something to worry about
Not
at all.
I mean, is it possible though?
No, we got shooters.
No, I'm just saying.
Americans
it
are
possible?
going to take care of it.
The only way it's possible.
I don't think in this current climate, in any years that I'll be alive, that it'll be possible.
No.
Yeah,
No,
because
they should have did that before when it was easier.
the only
Yeah.
way
Too
it's
hard
possible
now,
is
buddy.
to take over the military, and our military is as militant as it is. You are free to think however you want to think.
People will die for the Constitution, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Or kill for the Constitution.
yeah, they give their life for this.
Yeah.
So you have to take over not just all the military leaders, but all the people that they are leading.
Because we got shooters in this
It ain't
country.
gonna work.
That's what I keep saying. So yeah.
It is not gonna
Nah.
work.
It'll be alright. Somebody asked me that Board of Education question because I've been itching.
Oh, yeah,
my goodness,
for sure.
Here we
So
go.
recently, in an interview,
Yes.
I believe it was a Fox interview. Right?
Fox interview.
Donald Trump was,
Donald Trump.
the big hot topic, and I didn't watch the full interview, but I
Mm-hmm.
watched clips. Okay, so I'm not gonna give too much opinions because I ain't watched the whole thing. But he basically said he's gonna be taken away, or he would terminate the Board of Education,
Yeah.
and that kind of made me feel a little bit weird. And I was like, I saw the title of the clip before I even heard him say anything, and I'm like, there's no way he said that.
Yeah.
So I started listening, and I was like, nah, he said it.
Yeah. All right.
And he was just like, hey, if you want to run it or you want to take it over, like he was just talking to the other announcer, like, yeah, I'll put anybody in position to do it.
All right. So.
All right, so he's so eager.
Yeah, it was throwing
Let's
it.
get into this, all right? And
Yeah.
this is not a Trump endorsement. This is not a Trump endorsement. But I like clarity. I like truth. All
Okay,
right.
let's see.
That clip got sent to me about 20 times this past week.
Yeah.
Not one of those people that sent it to me went back and watched where the clip come from. That clip was spliced up really nice. I gotta give them the editor one of these.
Dang.
This is what happened. Someone called in with Down syndrome, by the way, or no, they were autistic. Someone that was autistic called in and was like, "Hey, I'm autistic, but because of the rules of our government, I can't choose the school I go to. We don't have school choice." He was like, "And the school I go to is not as good for me as a school down the road. What would you do in order to help people choose?" And Trump was saying, "I would get rid of the Department of Education on a federal level, give it back to the states. So now when you vote in your state elections, you have more choice." And that makes sense to me. Small government is better. When it's the giant Department of Education,
It doesn't handle nuance.
it doesn't, bro.
That's a great point.
So when he was saying, I'll put it back in the hands of the states. So now when you vote, it actually matters. And now you can get that, whatever. Then on top of that, he wants to do an audit of the government, right? That's another thing. It was like, we spend so much money. Did you guys know that we are, and this was in the interview, in his answer, we are the #1 spending country when it comes to per student. Did you know we're ranked 40th out of like these countries, or I don't know how to do it, of established countries when it comes to student education? So we spend more than every other country, and we're ranked 40th. That makes no sense. And that's why he says, get rid of this department. It's wasting money. Let the states handle it, and the states can do a better job than the federal government, because clearly the federal government is not doing a good job.
I did not know that.
Yes, and then, like I said, I was ready for this.
Goodness gracious.
Another thing, first of all, doing that is going to cut back on the federal spending, and so it's going to lower your federal taxes, so I'm all for that. And there's another thing. Did you know, like, as a government, we just lose money all the time? And we don't know where it goes, which is another reason why he wants to cancel a lot of these government agencies, and that's why he was saying I'm only going to have one person there, and that one person is just going to make sure that we still do math, science, English, history. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a very small oversight. And so who's looking? The Department of Defense has lost, on record, has lost billions of dollars due to accounting errors. Don't know where it's at. Billions of dollars. Department of Education, hundreds of millions of dollars. Pandemic relief had lost estimated billions of dollars due to fraud claims. Like, our government just wastes money. So yeah, the problem is it's way too big. Put stuff back in the hands of the states. Let them states start running this stuff, and we can find out where this money's going. So, closing down the Department of Education sounds good to me. Sounds like a great idea.
You know, this
Once
is what
again,
happens.
not an endorsement for Trump at all. Not an endorsement for Trump. I just want clarity.
This is what happens when you actually go and get the full story. You know, like when I talked about 3rd John, how we grew
Quote
up
the one verse and never read the
3rd John verse 2.
Yeah.
Never read the whole book. The book is one chapter.
Yeah.
Never read it. Only read the one verse. Had no idea what was going on, and that's what happened here. Like, so you do want to get rid of the Department of Education? Sounds just like Project 2025 to me.
And it's not just that. It's a lot of departments that need to go. That we have redundant departments. Like, it's like, what are you in charge of? What are you in charge of? You're in charge of the same thing. No wonder we just got all this government spending. And it's just wasteful. So my question to you guys is, what did you feel about the statement, get rid of the Department of Education, before I started talking? And what do you feel about it now that I'm done talking?
I felt like that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I felt like the
It goes
when I
on
watched
for a long
that,
time.
It does. It's
Oh, yeah,
That's
I got the
the
same charm.
I was like, why is it going so long?
Yeah, ours has the same exact charm.
crazy work. But nah, I remember recently watching The Breakfast Club, and some black Republican was on there, and they were trying to get him bad. Well,
Oh, yeah,
why is this?
Yeah,
this?
he
And like
destroyed
every time
Angela.
they said something, he was like, "Well, this is what it actually means," and people were like, "Well, that's too much. Like, I don't want to get into the nuance." He's like, "Wait, but the details
Matter.
like everything is about the details," and so I felt when I heard that, I was like, "I want to know the details," because I don't know if it's just willy nilly get rid of it, or if it's let's get rid of it on a federal level, like you said, put it in the hands of the state. Or let's get rid of the title and strip it down to its bare bones and figure out what's actually needed, and let's only work. I didn't know what it meant by get rid of it.
Yeah.
So before you started speaking, I was like, I have no clue how to feel about this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this is craziness or a great plan. But after, I was like, that makes sense. And I can kind of agree with it. Because losing billions with a B?
Bro, there's so many programs that have lost millions and billions. When I say lost, it's literally we don't know what happened to the money. That's the answer that they give Congress. Oh, we don't know. We lost it. We lost the money.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Hey, losing in my bank account. Listen, we can't be losing all this money.
Yeah,
and we
losing
got
my
hard working,
bank
like,
But
people
then it
who
wouldn't be
actually
lost,
work.
Miles.
But wait, they losing your money because you pay taxes.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We got people that
You
are
should
actually
be upset
working.
about this. This should piss you
And
off.
if you losing my dollar, lose it and let it, I don't know, pop up in a fund somewhere and say,
At
because
least-
we lost
at least
money.
get rid of the student loans like y'all promised 4 years ago.
Goodness
But I digress.
gracious.
You know.
They ain't never
But anyways, yeah, go ahead. What did you think before and after?
Well, nah. Before, like I said, I just saw the clip. I wanted to get more information on it because, of course, I'm the same way. Like, I don't run with just like the headline too much, but I kind of looked into more of what he was saying in that clip, and I was like, sounds a little bit weird. But I knew there had to be more to it, just not quite what it was. But no, after, I mean, of course, I'm still gonna do some more research even after what you said, but that makes a lot more sense, like way more sense, because I'm all for less broader government, more centralized government.
Yeah.
When it comes to states and everything like that, because it's just more, it's just better.
Your vote
all
matters
around.
when it's in the hands of the state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, of course, of course, we don't have to get into like a whole bunch of politics theories and stuff like that, but how would we still on a federal level regulate things in general? Is then we'll just have a bunch of
Yeah, I mean,
Regulate,
he,
you know.
he said it. You know, he wants to strip it down, not do with it completely, and to make sure that we're still teaching, certain things. But you got to think about this: we spend more than any other country, and we're ranked 40th. Our education system is broken. So whatever we're doing right now is not working.
Yeah,
I don't care. Try
it
something
sucks.
else. At this point, try anything else.
But that goes to show too, like, I mean, of course, this continuously happens, and it happens for both sides. So we won't, on Kamala's side and for Trump. Like, these people are waiting for the perfect sound.
Just let me slice.
yeah.
Let me
Oh, he gonna say
slice
something
that.
crazy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's cut this, and we're gonna stop it right here. We're not gonna give any exposition. We're not gonna give any kind of explanation. We're not even gonna set anything. This is what he said.
Yeah.
Then they'll tie it back into Project 2025. Even though he didn't say anything about that, he's denounced it plenty of times.
Yeah.
But like, there's no way 140 of his employees or people that he's worked with are on Project 2025.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of people he fired.
He's got to be connected to.
Yeah, a bunch of people fired. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to be connected to it, and this is something that's in Project 2025. It's like a scare tactic, basically, to people to vote.
Yeah, it's always scare tactics.
But I'm just like, it's crazy because initially, and I've shared on the podcast initially, I was leaning more so towards voting for the Democratic candidate, but every time I hear stuff,
be
like,
careful. This is recorded.
I don't care.
Oh man.
Every time I hear
Sorry,
stuff,
Beyonce.
yeah, we apologize again, Beyonce. Thank you so much. No, but every time I hear more of stuff like this, that happens, and this happens for both sides. That's why I'm more so leaning.
That's why I said I listen to both sides.
I have certain people that I consume content that are like very left leaning people, and then certain people that are very right leaning that I listen to consistently.
TYT. It don't get more left than that.
Young Turks?
for sure. Young Turks for sure.
They're great.
Young Turks. I mean, I'll tune into some of Hassan Parker's live, but he's just a little bit too much for me sometimes. I listen to like more left centrist people like Destiny, and then I listen to Charlie Kirk. I listen to a couple other people. I mean, I'll watch some Ben Shapiro stuff. Of course, Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff.
You got to hear both sides to make an informed decision.
But I can see where things get missed, and I can see where they take a point, because you got to remember, especially these people who make a living doing this politics stuff, they have vested interest in their side.
Definitely.
So anything that's
they
going to make
care about
them,
the truth.
Exactly. Anything that's going to make them look good or make their side look good to basically keep the dollars rolling in for them, they'll probably lean more towards it. Now, I'm not going to say that they're always going to just stretch the truth and do stuff like that, but you kind of have to understand when, like, okay, they're kind of stretching it here, and I can see that clearly, because that's not what was said.
You got to be able to see it.
Like, when they're talking about, like, Kamala slept her way to the top. Like, okay.
Come on,
like,
guys.
come on. Did she, like, you can't just, no. You know what I mean? Like, I get why people do that, because, they understand the volatility and stuff like that can cause, attention to go towards them, and, they make money. So you got to be real careful with that. You kind of actually have to do some reading, like actual reading, and not just hear somebody talk, because then it kind of takes away all the extras,
Yeah. Speaking of doing some actual reading, I saw something, it said, it's like a video, we gave black men a copy of Project 2025 so that they can be informed. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, on the first comments was from somebody who was like, nobody who's running is running on Project 20. Why would you do this?
Yeah.
And another thing, I watched the Flagrant podcast, Andrew Schultz, from time to time. Mm-hmm. He had former President Trump on there. Yeah. Now, I never watched a lot of President Trump, so this was the first time I really saw, like, I didn't know he was funny. He's legitimately a funny person.
Yeah, it's not even a stretch. It's like, obviously people have such a disdain for him that they don't think
they'll never get a chance to see it. Yeah,
but like, I don't care about neither of these candidates for real. Like, I mean, I love him with the love of the Lord. You know what I mean? But like, nah. Yeah. But he's hilarious though. He is funny.
Yeah. So I found out Trump was funny. Like, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But never ever go off the headlines. Headlines are lies. I'm saying it again. Headlines are lies. Yeah. Don't go off the headlines. Schultz was afterwards. He was talking to Charlamagne about it, and he said it was crazy. Like, when it first came out, the Republicans were all loving it. right? And it was just headlines. And then the Democrats were loving it too. And they took the same exact content and put their headline on it to say, oh, this is how they were doing things. It's like the same exact interview. Both sides love it and view it completely differently.
Yeah.
So you know what you got to do? Go watch it yourself.
Watch it yourself.
Or go read the information for yourself. So I posted, I went to
I saw it.
VP Kamala's website. And on her website, it has a link for Project 2025.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
It's funny that the only people talking about Project 2025 are Democrats.
Yeah. That's funny. But I went to her website and I went to former President Trump's website. I took screenshots and I posted it. And because I did some reading over what they are running on, right? And I said, this is what we need to do. Actually go and see what's going on. So I think it's hilarious that she posted Project 2025 on her site. But no one's talking about Agenda 47, which is what you find on President Trump's site, which is what he's actually running on. If you want to know what he believes about things, it's literally listed. But, like you said, you need to read. Don't follow the headlines. The headlines are absolutely lying to you. There's no truth in them.
I noticed this about the news, like when I was a little kid, when I noticed about CNN and Fox, like they can play the same clip and both have two completely different views on it. The same clip. And I was like a little kid. I was like, bro, like it's the same clip. So, yeah, you just gotta watch stuff and come up to your own.
It's just how everything is set up. Like, if you think about like a movie, right? You go into a movie and you realize, like, if you remove the sound from like a scary movie or a film, it becomes way less scary. Like, you don't worry
100%.
about jump scares.
100%.
Like
that music.
Yeah. It's the build up, and so that's exactly what these people are doing. They're just building it up in a sense to make you be afraid of, like, oh, he's associated with Project 2025, and they'll connect dots. It's almost like a conspiracy theory. It's like they have a destination first, and then they just formulate everything.
Or they do the same with her. They be like, oh, she's a communist. I'm like, no, she's not.
She's not a.
She's not a
Her
communist.
can't be a communist in America.
Is that what they said?
I'm like, dude, like. You know, her just came out the plan for black people and you know the plan to help small businesses. Like communists don't help businesses.
Yeah, they don't care about businesses.
And that's what I'm saying. Like we got to stop giving these big scary words to people. I'm like, dude, just call it what it is. You just don't like them. Like don't go out the way, bro. She's not a communist.
I thought honesty was the best policy, except for in politics.
No.
Yeah, so that was
Crazy.
fun.
Yeah, it was good.
I like politics though.
But
I like them even more now.
Yeah, politics is way more interesting now than when I was younger.
Yeah, definitely.
Way more interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like the first time I ever voted, I voted for Barack Obama, and then now, like in retrospect, I'm like, I wonder. I haven't gone back, but I wonder, like, what I have. Because I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was young. He was black.
That was dope.
It was good enough for me. You know,
that was my reason.
He was well spoken.
I wonder now, like,
good reputation.
Like, would I like if I go back through his policies and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, I got no clue. But what I do want to know is what that artificial intelligence question was. Because we said we was going to get into AI.
So, if you guys haven't seen recently, brother Elon Musk of the
brother
the Church of Twitter X or /X.
Yeah.
That guy, I guess, just announced or shown his big Tesla robots. I don't even know what to call them.
Oh yeah.
And he did a whole expo for it, and this whole commercial about how they can be implemented into the home, and
Bro,
you can
did you watch
specific tasks. I watched like a little bit of it. I haven't watched a ton.
I ain't doing that.
Have you seen the movie iRobot?
Yeah, I've seen them.
I'm not messing with it, bro. I'm not messing with it.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I can't get with
First
that.
of all, it looks like the iRobot robot. Like he made it look like it for starters, but secondly, this came out last week. I don't know if y'all know. Those little vacuum cleaners that like go around the house. Someone was hacking a bunch of them and it was making it chase pets and curse like obscenities and stuff around the house super loud. Like look it up. That's like it was a nationwide hack. And I'm like, bro, if they could do that to a rope or like a little vacuum cleaner, imagine what they can do to something that could walk around and pick up a refrigerator in your house. Like, I'm not messing with that, bro. Like, it's not coming. into my house.
Yeah, listen, the stuff like that. First of all, I've seen iRobot. You're not gonna let me watch an entire movie about it,
We
and then
already
come back
seen
and
the
bring you the
movie.
same exact thing.
We
I'm
already
not
seen
rocking
the
with
movie.
it.
Somebody was like, because of the way it moves, it's very like it doesn't move very fluid. It's very like almost robotic, but it still has a.
That's
sort
how
of
it
fluid
gets. That's how it gets in
now.
your house. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he was like, oh man, I'm not worried about that thing. You know, if you're trying to do anything, I just push it over. I don't think it'll do anything. I'm
Yeah.
just like, dude,
Go do
you never
backflips
know.
when they get in your house.
when they send out that firmware update,
I know. It's
and
like,
it start
oh,
moving like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not messing with
You know,
it.
like, yeah, nah, I don't know. You know,
I ain't
I
doing
don't
it.
know, man.
No, I was just telling my wife, I was like, I really want a gas car. Like an old school gas car. Like my car is a gas car right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it does this thing where when it updates, you can't drive it. So they send you a message like, oh, it's going to update at 2 a.m. next month. And I'm like, bro, they can shut your car down? Like,
It's too
nah,
much
I
to
need
do.
an old Mustang where you just put
Yeah.
some gas in
The
it.
good old
and
American
go.
muscle.
American muscle. Like, I don't, it's too much. Nah, I think Elon wants to help. I think it will be helpful. But I also think, man, that can easily just be dangerous, bro.
That's gonna mess some stuff up. I already know it.
Easily be dangerous.
I already know it.
And I was saying, I was like, because, you know, people like Elon's the Antichrist. I'm like, nah, he's not the Antichrist, but, you know, John the Baptist did prepare the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he getting things real convenient for you. Like, his Neuralink can do everything, bro.
No, that's too much. It's going too far.
When I saw Neuralink, listen, bro, when I saw that Neuralink could make blind people see, I said, oh,
Wait, what?
yes, Neuralink can make blind people see. I don't know the science behind it because I'm not a scientist, but I know what they reported. So you got that. Of course, they can hold all your medical records, all your banking information, all on the Neuralink, like everything you need. Yes, we talk about, you know, end times cashless society,
Yeah, one world
currency.
currency.
Can't buy or sell without it. I'm like, I ain't saying he the Antichrist, but it's gonna be real easy for the Antichrist to slip into that role after Elon get everybody on the Neuralink.
That's great. So speaking more in regards to the Antichrist, because we said we're gonna get into that too. This is my opinion on it, right?
Mhm.
Of course, I think, you know, you see things that are developing, that are happening. You're like, man, like, it's got to be.
Jesus on his way.
He's got to be coming, right?
Yeah.
But how many times over the years have people sat in our position, 150, however many years ago, and said the same exact thing?
They ain't done it. Go ahead.
Well,
So that's the thing. I don't think nobody knows, because I don't know. When I was 10 years old, I would have never thought this would be possible.
bro,
no way.
imagine people 100 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
way.
And this is in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, my lifetime, the first phone I
Can
ever
you
had
imagine
was
your
the Nokia,
grandparents?
the brick Nokia, and it didn't even work because my mom was just like, here, you can have it to play
So
Snake.
listen,
That was literally it.
there's a prophecy that says that when the two witnesses that come back, when they die, like their body will be seen all around the world. People 100 years ago couldn't fathom how that's gonna happen. Like, what you gonna do? Take a picture and send it from town to town and all that stuff, bro. Now somebody get killed. Oh dang! Look at that. They right there. So we're getting close.
That's a crazy prophecy
We're getting close.
to be made over 1,000
Made
years
before
ago.
the printing press.
Before the radio.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, yes, before the printing press, before newspaper. You feel me? Like,
Yeah, I don't know if it was seen or celebrated, something like that. I don't know, because somebody gonna be in the comments correcting me. The point is, the whole world's gonna know about it instantly.
that's bananas.
yeah.
Absolutely bananas. But you know what? There's no way I'm getting one of those robots and letting them in my house. There's simply not
listen,
a way.
we were talking about AI earlier today. Like, I really think, like, if you study end time prophecies and stuff, and I don't want to act like I'm a big time studier, but there's another prophecy that says that there's another prophecy that says that the image of the beast will begin to speak. You can't tell me it don't sound like AI, bro.
Yeah.
The image of the beast. So you gotta remember, the guy that wrote this, John is writing this. He's never seen a photograph before, ever. So how's he gonna write it? And he looking at it, he's like, so this is the image of a person, but this ain't really the person. This is just his image somehow. And it's talking. Oh, they ain't gonna believe this. The image of the beast begin to talk. But man, I can see that now, bro. You get a picture
Absolutely.
of Elon, you throw some AI inside of that bad boy, and boom.
and it's
You
talking.
can run the government.
Yeah, I was watching something recently, about a week ago, and this guy was talking about how he believes the Antichrist ultimately will come through artificial intelligence. So it would be ultimately it would be the creation of someone, like someone who wants to do something but he can't actually do it, and it'll like ultimately be artificial intelligence. I'm not saying I'm rocking with that theory, but I can see how that theory could work, especially the way things are evolving. I could see a robot running for president. Like, it sounds crazy.
It'll be some.
I can see somebody voting for him too.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it sounds crazy now. But I mean, we're already here now. I think it may. You're probably on the right path, but I think it more so will be some type of fusion because I think that's what they're trying to get towards.
Yeah,
y'all were talking earlier. This was I think off cam, but you were talking about how like on certain things that you worked on, you were just like I'm just gonna put
ChatGPT.
Throw the whole prompt in ChatGPT.
And that's the thing. That's the first step of like, oh, the knowledge is more so away from me to where I can go and study a thing. I don't even have to go study anything.
Yeah.
I just throw it in here
and
it'll just shoot me back the answer. Which, I mean, hey, that's working smarter and not harder, but then at the same time, there's a reliance now.
Yeah.
Upon this thing. And I think more and more that we are becoming reliant, the more and more the fusion portion of it will happen to where it's not going to be something physically in your hand. It's going to be something that you have like.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Neuralink is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an implant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
a ChatGPT implant. That's crazy.
So you get all your information downloaded straight to your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
GPT
200.3.
This is the conspiracy episode of.
Yeah, we need to put on our tinfoil hats at this point, cause.
But I mean, it's none of it sounds like a stretch. I was watching a somewhat old video now. This lady having a conversation with a robot, and she would ask the robot was going to take over, and the robot's like, I mean, that's not really what we're here for, but we would do a good job. And so the robot's making jokes about taking over the world. And the lady says, well, that's like the plot of Terminator. Like, do you watch movies? I love good movies. Do you like Terminator? Yeah, Terminator was a great film. Who doesn't like a Schwarzenegger film and time traveling robots? And the lady's like, but you know what those films were about? It's like, yeah, but... So, like, we got robots who learn how to tell jokes and learn how to be sarcastic, but jokes are funniest when there's a little bit of truth in it. And it's like, so what's going on with the robot here?
My ChatGPT refers to me as Mr. Brown. That's the kind of relationship we got. I be on that thing all the time. Yeah, man, it's scary. It's a dangerous thing, bro.
It's a super dangerous thing, and I believe some people are too excited about the possibilities, and so they're like pushing for it. But I think some stuff is better to just be human. I think our human limitations are good.
I think I'm gonna become a Quaker.
Yeah, limitations, and not knowing something is okay.
Absolutely.
And accepting that means you accept God as who He is.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're never gonna know everything, and you're also never gonna be in a position to where you can claim to have all knowledge, or say that all things are possible. I'm gonna lean into this. I'm saying that for a reason because you get into. I was watching a live of this. I don't want to call him a Christian apologist. I would just say he likes to debunk atheists or whatever. This dude on TikTok Live, and he's a bit crazy, but like it's funny to watch him, and a lot of stuff he says it sounds super smart guy. And he had a guy on with him, and they were bringing on atheists, and the prompt was atheists know nothing, right? And then prove us wrong, right? So the atheists will come on, and immediately, anytime the atheists will say anything, they'll say, "Well, how do you know that is?" He'll say hi.
Yeah,
how are you? He's like, how do you know you can say hi? It was almost being comical, but like the point that they were trying to get the atheists to do is because in your framework, most atheist framework of thought is, there's no absolute truth, basically, right? So if there's no absolute truth, how do you prove anything?
Yeah,
you can't prove anything. In your worldview, you can't say this is absolutely the truth.
It's just
how
you feel.
You can't say who you are is who you are because you can't prove it, right? And so, since you can't provide proof, and everything based upon your belief system is based upon proof, then you don't know anything.
Yeah.
And that was the point that they're making. But they kept doing, and so atheists getting on there screaming, getting upset or whatever, because they were just like, "This is ridiculous. You guys never even let me argue or anything." And he's just like, and every time somebody would say, "Well, I don't know," and he admit that they don't know, then they were like, "See, you got it." Like, but it was hilarious. But the point was there. The truth was there. So, you know, all that to say, get to know God, okay?
You got to.
God is real. And once you realize that you can rely on His strength and not your own, because His strength is the one that's all-knowing. He was the one who put everything into work. And you're never going to know everything. And it's okay to strive for knowledge because He asks us to do such. But I also can accept that there is a limitation to my knowledge and where it will be, and that's it. Yeah, we're good with that.
I'm with it. I want to circle back to prophecy real quick.
Oh my goodness!
Just imagine this, bro. This junk was written 2,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he has a revelation, like right. He's seeing this stuff. He's like, "Dang, everybody that's buying and selling, they got this thing. I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna call it a mark." He say, "Can't buy or sell without a mark." You imagine 2,000 years ago, you'd be like, "Well, I'll just draw the mark on my hand then." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's like, "Nah, bro. Like, you won't be able to buy or sell without it." And then now we see implants, and it's like, that's a real thing. Like, you can't just draw an implant on. You know, you got to be hooked up to the system and everything.
It's crazy.
That's just crazy when you read about stuff that was written that long ago, and the fact that it's
happening,
possible now.
Yeah, things are already
way ahead of
right.
time.
Things are already in the works. Like more and more, like I don't have cash in my hand.
Never.
Nearly as often as I used to.
Never.
Cash.
It's just like it's tapped.
I keep a 20 on me just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even do that.
And it gets more and more or less like physically like place your card into a thing. Now it's just like wave your
Or
card
your
in front
phone.
of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just take your phone, tap,
Mm-hmm.
and you pay it. You know,
It's
There's
weird.
places that don't even accept cash. Like
Yeah.
we'll go eat over there
Which I don't
at Legacy
like.
Hall.
I don't like that
They
at
be
all.
like, yeah,
no
it's
cash.
cashless. Like, nah.
That's
I mean, they do it for their own reasons as far as like they don't have to transport it, less likely to be robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't like it. Still don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of thing is really bananas. But you know what's even more bananas? Somebody watching iRobot or that Will Smith robot. What was that movie called?
Yeah, iRobot.
iRobot.
Yeah, iRobot.
And then getting an actual robot put into.
I
your
just
house.
had a revelation. iRobot, Apple's gonna be a part of it. Just had a revelation.
Of course, you're gonna say that.
Apple's
Android.
as
user.
a God-fearing Android user.
As a guy,
Listen,
Yeah, because
Samsung phone holder.
Yeah,
what is
Samsung.
an Android? Look up the definition of an Android. What does
I
that
don't know,
mean?
but the iRobot gonna usher in the
That's
Antichrist.
one movie. I feel like androids definitely
Gonna be
What?
Have you ever seen Dragon Ball?
I don't use
androids
Android.
are literally like the
Hey,
android.
they were
had
the
a
good
baby
guys,
with-
bro.
Listen,
They were the good guys.
they were evil at first. They were trying to
They're the good
they
guys.
actually
They're good
in
guys
the
now.
future Gohan's they destroyed the Earth.
They're
you know?
good guys now. That's beside the point.
yeah.
Now, how did Krillin have a baby with one? That's
Yeah, that's pretty
Exactly.
wild. I don't.
they have unlimited
That's
stamina.
no. You know what? That's
think
not even
about that.
surprising no more. How did Krillin have a baby with one?
Because they're still human at the end of the day.
And not only that,
They
the
just
way
have to do it.
technology is going, they're just going to take somebody's whatever and put
There's
it
gonna be a bunch of
inside
cyborgs around here eventually.
of the robot.
They gotta have another flood.
No, he said he's not going to have a flood again.
You
but,
gotta use water.
but it's going to be fire though.
Yeah, flood it with fire.
Let it burn.
God
gonna be just like Buddy from what was that? The Black Panther. Let it burn.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious! I'm glad I'm not going to be here for that.
Will you? Wait, are you guys all pre-trib? You guys all think you get raptured before the tribulation?
No, I just don't think.
I don't think everybody.
I don't think
will.
neither of those are going to happen until after I'm gone.
Who knows? Like, are you one of those who think the rapture could have already happened?
No, absolutely not.
Okay then.
I don't think either of those things are happening until after I'm gone. I am neither pre or post trib. I don't care too much.
You just gonna be holy. That's what I be saying. That's what I be saying. No, we was having this conversation. It was like at the end of the day, listen.
I love Jesus.
Whether you get raptured before the tribulation or after the tribulation, you gotta love Jesus.
Better love
At the end of the day,
I
you
love
gotta love him
Jesus.
before
That's
the
what I'm
tribulation,
doing.
during the tribulation, and after the tribulation. I feel it. Yeah,
And I believe if you love Jesus, you're gonna be chilling.
You're gonna be good.
Come
You
on
feel
now.
me? Like you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
And if things get real bad, and somehow this is okay. Let's hop into real theology real quick.
Okay.
Things get real bad, and somehow you do die. This is the reason for our faith. It's better for us to not be here.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
because I was talking to somebody who believes in post-trib, basically like saying all the saints will go through the tribulation period, right? And I don't want to get into all that or whatever, but I was like, if that's true, it's just good to just die. Like, like who wants to go through?
Who wants to go through
that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just wake up and have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
a lot,
Lord,
bro.
Like, all right, Lord, I see it coming, man.
Yeah.
This
I
Go on and
fought the good fight.
Like,
you know,
it-
So they gonna knock on my door and say, "Do you believe?" Oh yeah, have
Yeah.
them knock.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Thank
Do
you.
I
Come on,
do,
knock.
actually.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do,
Yeah.
sir.
Whatever it is,
Tell him, get me
I'm
right.
accept
Get me
it.
right here.
Right here.
You're right here.
We're all good. We're all
Like,
good. Do
I'm
what you
going to
gotta do,
accept
man.
it. There, and
I'm
that's
not
something-
asking for it. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, like if you happen
Yeah.
to come and you decide that I should be, I don't know, hanged or whatever you guys got to do for it.
Well, I
Do
mean,
your thing.
and here's the thing, like, okay, because you know everybody wants to live, right?
Absolutely.
But if you honestly think about it, if you're in the tribulation period, you know, like when it hits, I think it's like 3.5 years during that time period. You know the world is ending anyways. It's not like, oh God, let me live for a long life. You
Yeah.
know you got 3.5 years left. You might
Yeah,
as
it's
well
all-
get
it's
me
all
out of
coming
here.
down.
3.5 years later, we'll come back. We'll, you know,
Yeah, it'll all
from
be
the
good.
earth for
Like,
1,000 years
nah,
living
I-
period.
In a situation like that, like having our faith is really kind of crazy because it actually gives you something truly to hope for. Like when our great grandmother passed and she was in there just saying how she's ready to go home.
Yeah.
Like she was legitimately like, yo, I got something better.
Yeah.
Like she was telling us like it's okay. Like
Yeah,
it's
she was
good.
talking-
She was
saying-
literally telling us like
Yeah.
it's gonna be all right. Like I'm going to a better place. I think I told y'all before. Someone told me that before she actually passed, that she had a moment where she was like going in and out, and like she's apparently since that moment she has been ready to go. Like, oh, it's really something better over there, and I'm ready to go get to that.
Mhm.
And she wouldn't be the first person to say that, right? And so, yeah, man, pre-trib, post-trib, I love Jesus, and I'm gonna enjoy my eternity with him.
But I just want to say this. If I find myself in a tribulation, I don't want to make it through.
That's a lot to go through.
It's a lot, bro.
Mhm.
Read it. Famine, war,
It's too much.
disease,
Mm-mm.
drought. I'm like, bro, I don't got that in me, bro.
Listen, guess what though?
What?
People are arguing through that stuff. And there's people that's going through that stuff right now.
Yeah, but I'm here in a good space.
Yeah,
I know, but I mean, put that into perspective though.
yeah, it's people, but it's not the
People
world
right now.
going through it.
I know that, but like that's their world.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they know,
Yeah. That's terrible.
and they're going through that right now.
Yep. And you know what I'd probably be saying if I was there? I'm just kidding.
That's tough though.
But I be thinking like zombie movies, right?
Mhm.
I be like, yo, I'm not about to do 2.5
It's a lot
hours
of
running away from
stress.
y'all. Bite me, bro. Sign me up. Get me on zombie team. Like I'm not about to do that to myself. That's just how I feel.
Nah, I think I'll probably try to have as much fun as possible before that time. You know, like if there's
Please.
zombies that you can just kill and stuff like this is your
Please.
I can shoot people.
But what
though.
kind of zombies we talking? We
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
slow zombies or we talking World War
I can
Z
shoot people.
zombies?
Listen.
No, World War Z zombies. I don't even.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Yeah,
World War Z
It's
zombies.
just
Here
like,
I
yeah,
am.
you know, it's just it's
that's
too much.
that's a lot of stress right there
That's
to
what I'm
live
saying.
through.
I ain't got that in me, yo. I really
no,
don't.
that's crazy.
I never finished World War Z. Did they ever like fix the?
I didn't
zombie
finish it
problem?
either, bro.
No, I think
When I saw them
there's-
make like a zombie bridge,
Yeah,
no,
I saw
yeah,
that.
see,
Done,
World War
bro.
Z, I think they would only go after healthy humans, and so what they ended up was infecting them with some type of small form of disease that made the zombies ignore them completely.
coronavirus.
Yeah, everybody.
Pretty much. But they noticed in the movie, like, there was a kid with cancer, like, that was, and, like, it was a big rush of the zombies come through, and they would just pass him. They didn't think twice about him. They went to go kill all the other people.
Yeah, I turned that movie off. I might.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't watch scary stuff. I don't watch nothing that's even like scary adjacent. But I go on YouTube. I go on YouTube and I watch like the summary.
Yeah, that's good. I do that to like films that I don't really care to watch.
I just like break it down for me because I still like the storyline, but I just like I don't like the stress that comes.
Speaking of films that I don't care to watch, did anybody see Megalopolis?
No.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Worst film I've ever seen.
Is that new? Is that
no,
old?
I could have already told you it was gonna be trash.
Wait,
it's
what
a new
is
movie.
this?
It's new.
It's new. Megalopolis.
I just gotta see the picture.
It's been dubbed a Megaflopolis. And I'm not even joking. That's really what they're called.
Yeah, but that's the same thing with the new Joker film. Like everybody.
Nah, I heard nothing but terrible
I
stuff
heard
for that.
Joker's.
And I also heard, spoiler alert, even though I didn't see it, I heard like he's not even Joker from.
Yeah,
like,
he's not the actual.
He's not the actual Joker. Yeah.
Sorry, you guys.
That's crazy.
But I mean, who cares? Because they're never gonna make another film ever again.
Yeah, I heard it was bad. Bro.
That's how bad it was. So
is that bad?
It doesn't matter if you're spoiled
you
because it's. Think about when you get spoiled. I didn't see it either. And I already knew it was gonna be bad. Like I'm a movie person, okay. I know when a movie's gonna be bad for the most part. Okay, there's the movies that I expect a lot less from, and they end up exceeding my expectations. I can still determine I can see it could be something there, so I'm willing to go see it. But there's never really been a movie that I completely avoided that was a big film or anything that didn't turn out to be trash because I just knew it was gonna be bad. Like when they announced even the name when it was like Folie à Deux or whatever. They did it in French, and I heard English that was going to be a musical. I said, guarantee trash.
A musical?
Guarantee. Yeah, they sing.
It's a musical,
It's a musical.
The Joker doesn't do musicals.
Well, he does now.
So, yeah, and he's not even the actual, like, he basically, I don't care. I'm spoiling it, and sorry if you guys.
Go ahead and spoil it.
So he gets killed. He gets killed in the movie.
Yeah.
At the end, like, some dude stabs him or whatever. I haven't even seen the whole thing, but I didn't care. I knew. But yeah, it was just so bad.
I heard it's a Lady Gaga musical. That's what someone told me.
Pretty much.
Lady Gaga
musical.
What is Lady Gaga? Where does she come from?
She's playing Harley Quinn, or the supposed Harley Quinn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but to have such a great like character study type film in the first one, to have this follow up with it, it's just so bad.
But why is he not the actual Joker?
So wait,
that's what bothers me.
This. So the first one was like the making of the Joker, right?
It's supposed to be a Joker origin film, and then you find out he's not the Joker after all.
So that guy, is that guy even the guy that's playing the Joker?
So you talking about
from the first one?
Character?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's the same guy playing in this film,
but he's not the Joker.
But he's not the actual Joker.
What the heck? So he just
So we never got a Joker origin film after all.
He's just a crazy clown?
Yeah. Pretty much, man.
I'm disappointed.
So he probably either inspired the actual... like I said, I haven't seen the whole film. I don't know if they have any type of inkling to where there's an actual Joker that rises up because of his inspiration or whatever.
That's it, man. DC doesn't know how to make movies,
yeah, they don't. And the fact that you had him meet Bruce...
Yeah, Bruce Wayne.
He met Bruce Wayne in the first one?
Yeah.
In the first, he met... Yeah. Like, he met his father... And like he met Kid Bruce Wayne in the first movie. Like the fact that you did all that in that movie, and then in this movie do that, it's so bad.
It's so stupid.
It's just bad.
But you know what? It's still better than Megalopolis.
I'm sure it is because I knew as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this is just one of those super artsy, like fartsy type, like super futuristic.
Yeah, I just looked at the pictures of it.
Think pieces of a film.
I was watching the movie. And the whole time I was like, so a few minutes in, I was like, I don't understand it yet, but it'll come together.
Give me the plot.
An hour.
Yeah, give your best explanation of the plot.
No. Hour into the movie, I didn't know what the movie was about. Okay,
that's pretty bad.
I'm not joking at all. So it's supposed to be these guys running for office, and one guy wants to keep things as it is, and one guy wants to move things forward.
Conservatives and liberals.
That's what it's supposed to be about. Mm-hmm. What is it actually about? I don't have a clue. I don't know. All I know is I saw the dude like in the trailer, like he stopped time. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, so
never happens in the movie.
No, he stops time in the movie, but it means absolutely nothing. It means unless you gave somebody a superpower,
He ain't doing it right.
and he does literally nothing with the superpower. He doesn't do a thing. I don't understand why he exists. I don't understand why the guy he's fighting against exists. I don't understand why Shia LaBeouf is in the movie, though he does have a very funny scene.
Shia's a great actor.
Shia's great. That's part of the reason why I watched it, because Shia LaBeouf was in the film. But I literally don't understand anything that's going on in the movie. This lady who loves her dad, supposedly, falls in love with her dad's worst enemy, who doesn't do anything crazy to make her fall in love. She just does, even though she's supposed to hate him like her dad does. I don't know what it's about.
That sounds incredibly boring.
Yeah.
So back to scary movies. So you like scary films, huh?
I don't mind scary films. I'm not saying I necessarily like them. I just like a good storyline. And however which way or form that comes, if it's a scary movie, if it's a child,
if it's a
movie,
musical.
If it's a musical.
Well, that's
if it's
weird.
good.
I watched Chicago, I ain't gonna lie, that's a good musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But horror films, like, now for instance, I will avoid, like, I'm starting to more so avoid those more demonic type, like,
well, bless the Lord, because I sure was gonna ask. Okay.
Because, like, those, then you start messing with stuff.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay. But then, there's some of them that are good.
Mercy.
Now,
where my holy
if
Lord?
you ever seen,
I'll never
if you
find
ever
out.
seen The Right with, I think Anthony Hopkins is in it, like, he casting that thing out at the end of the movie. And, like, that's how it's supposed to happen.
The
And it
Right?
wasn't just like, it's called The Right. It's R-I-T-E.
Don't watch it.
Oh, you ain't got to worry
You don't
about me.
gotta watch it.
I don't
Like
watch
said,
nothing scary, but I do the synopsis.
you
on
don't gotta
YouTube.
watch it. I can't even get. I have. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I've seen it multiple times. But the way he casts them out, like basically, it's like it's about from what I can remember. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's somewhere around this ballpark. Okay, there's a guy who's like training to be a priest or whatever, and he gets a part of an exorcism, and the guy who was training him basically, gets possessed. I don't know if he allows it to happen. I don't know. Right?
He weak.
So he is about to train to be a priest, but he doesn't really like fully believe.
He doesn't fully believe.
So
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins is like his teacher or whatever. He basically gets possessed to basically have the dude believe.
He said, "Oh, you gonna believe today?"
And then he cast the thing out of Anthony.
Yeah.
And then
So there's literally, if I can remember in the film, a point where the demon was like making himself real. It's like, oh, so you are real, right? And then he was like, well, if you're real, then that means that God is real. And then he's like, okay, now
Bless the Lord.
Now all of this stuff that I've been studying, that have been read, that I know, now it's starting to be real to him. So then he's like, oh, I can cast you out. So you ain't got no power.
Oh,
for
so you
real.
like a demon slayer?
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
Okay, this
So
might have some
he ain't
legs.
got no power for real. Now what I'll do, I won't even have you watch the whole film or anything. I'll just send you that scene part where he's casting them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the synopsis. 'Cause I
Yeah,
ain't
you
watching
do
nothing
the
scary.
synopsis, right?
You like you said
But
that
like-
music. I don't do that stuff.
Yeah, and there's another film that we saw. I think we saw it with I think Lizelle one day. We went to the movie, saw it. But there was another part where like they was casting this thing out. Now, of course, it's like the cast out scenes are always just the most outlandish, and that's why I like The Rights, because it wasn't like too crazy. Like, where things were exploding and like freaking
Exploding.
just all kinds of craziness. Like, okay,
Head spinning
demons
around
is
in
just
circles and stuff.
setting,
Yeah.
people on fire and stuff like that. Like, come on, dude. Like, no.
Setting people on fire.
I mean, yeah. But it seemed more, because like I've seen real demons be cast out before.
Yeah, out.
So it was
That's what I
more.
have to
It
say.
was more. It was more like that in The Right. So I was like, oh, I'll rock with this, because this is like a more accurate depiction of like actually somebody,
Okay. So how you feel about Christians watching horror films?
I don't think Christians should necessarily. I mean,
Ugh,
I don't know.
I got him, boys.
I don't know. I think it's just something. It's just like anything. If it doesn't feel right to you,
Okay, it don't
watching,
feel right in
then
my spirit.
Don't do it.
It don't.
Like, I'll never tell somebody like, hey, watch this. Like, you don't have to watch any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, I like good films that have good stories. So if it's a horror film like that has a good storyline, and it's not necessarily
And there's
super
different types of
demonic.
horror.
Is
Yeah,
it
like I
Saw?
said,
different types of
Is
like
it
if it's-
Saw a horror film?
No, it's not. Because as a fan of the entire Saw series, which I just restarted,
Yeah, Saw isn't really
that
horror.
is
It's
not a
like
horror
it's just a
film at all.
gore.
It's gore.
It's gore.
and I don't watch the gory parts. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be looking at my phone.
But the story, like the
storyline
storyline
is
is
lit.
really cool. It's a great storyline.
Hey,
Now,
do
just
it.
because everything has a great storyline doesn't mean it's like something you should watch. Okay?
Yeah, like
I'm
The
not
Boys.
saying that.
You should not watch The Boys.
I don't care. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's good. I ain't gonna lie.
It's
You still
hilarious.
should watch it.
It's terrible. Don't let your kids
Don't
watch
watch The Boys.
Oh, please don't let your kids watch
Definitely
it.
don't let your kids
Yeah.
watch it. But like, if you're not mature enough to watch it and take the good from the bad, and know like, hey,
No.
I'm never gonna do this thing, or I'm never gonna endorse anything like this. But I mean, I don't know. Would you think of it like as a sideway endorsement by like watching it?
I mean, are you a person of influence? Because if you are, it is. Like, if you have influence, anything you do is an endorsement.
True, because like I'll say this: if I were to watch, like I think I would more so if I have kids around my house and they see that I'm audibly watching like The Boys or something like
That's what I'm
that,
saying. It's an
like I'm
endorsement.
not gonna watch it,
Everything.
or
you
I'm
do.
gonna make sure they don't know that I'm watching
Got
it
that right.
because I don't want them watching it. Right?
Because we watched Invincible and we was like, Taylor, go back
Go to
there.
Exactly. Like they're not prepared at all to watch anything like
Yeah,
that and be able to take,
I don't think most people are actually prepared to watch something like The Boys. To be honest with you,
Yeah, that's a crazy.
What's better,
show.
The Boys or Invincible?
what do you mean better? Like
So,
more entertaining?
What's more entertaining? What's better?
Probably for you, it probably would be Invincible.
No, I'm talking about for you.
For me, I like The Boys. I like The Boys better.
And see, I thought it was an easy answer, and then when I started thinking about it, I kind of like Invincible.
Invincible's really good.
But I'm not gonna lie, Gen V, I mean,
You
watched
now,
it?
Gen V
loved it.
That was
But then
was.
it ties into
It
this
ties it
last
in, and
season.
that's what puts the Boys
So I
on
didn't
for
like
me.
the last season of The Boys. Really, be honest with you, the last season was.
Nah, but it's a lot of setup.
Yeah, it was a lot, and it was just. I felt like that show was already extra, but I think they just was just let's bring all the extra we can. Just
Well, nah, the season before this one was way more extra.
Yeah, when they had that
That
party.
party?
oh, that party was
Yes,
crazy.
boy.
That party was crazy.
Yeah, this season was way more tame.
Yeah.
No, but I
Like-
felt like they didn't. So, for example, the first season, the very first episode when A-Train does what he does to make the white dude mad at him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Like that's.
Yeah. It's a
But,
great
but there was
opening.
there was a purpose for it though.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the purpose for a lot of stuff was.
No,
in the last
listen,
season.
this show been crazy from episode 1 with the Deep. Like,
Oh,
Yeah, the
yeah,
deepest.
like,
right?
come on
the
now.
deepest.
He
yeah,
doesn't even have
there's
to
no
be there.
redemption.
Yeah, there's no reason for his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been wild ever since. I think we run out of time.
Yeah, we kind of are. But I will say, horror films, good ones, are cool to watch.
I like a good, like I said, I watched
Like
the
the
synopsis.
Conjuring series, I like that series.
Oh, nah, see.
I
It's,
ain't conjuring
just
nothing.
what it's called. I
I
can't.
ain't conjuring nothing.
It's based on true. It's based on true. a
They
true
were
couple.
truly demonic.
Nah,
I'm good.
I can't do that.
They was casting folks out. They was casting stuff out.
Who's
What's
one of your
what?
screensaver?
Oh, that's
on,
Saitama.
man.
Oh, come on, man. That's my guy.
I love One Punch Man.
What you
That's
talking
my
about?
guy. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to,
Oh yeah, come on now.
be stupid and say the wrong
Yeah.
name.
Side note, which I know none of you guys watch One Piece, the anime is going on a 6-month break.
Yeah, we'll be
That's
back till 2025.
crazy.
Brother. Yeah, I know. I keep
Damn,
up
they
with the
really
news.
Invincible
I just don't
type
watch
stuff,
the
ain't
show.
they?
That's wild. Now me, I read it. I'm on the manga, so it doesn't really affect me. But that's 6 months is a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time, but how long did it take for House of Dragons next season to come out?
Bro,
House of
It took
Dragons?
like 2 years.
man, we gotta watch
I
that.
haven't even seen the second season yet.
I haven't
yeah,
watched the
it's
first
good.
one yet.
Oh, House of Dragons is fire.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Is House of Dragons season 1 as good as Game of Thrones season 1?
Game of Thrones season 1. I gotta think about it.
I don't even remember what happened season 1, but
No, I don't think it is.
You know the
Nah. Mm-mm.
all I know is I thought the show was about Ned Stark. I'm sitting here watching the Ned Stark
So
show.
we all did.
yeah, and the
Ned
Ned was
killed.
gone in
When you,
30
think,
seconds.
when you think about it now, I thought the show was about the Starks.
Yeah.
That was wild, yo.
I mean, okay, let me say. The show is about the
It is
Starks,
about
right?
Starks, but
Like,
It's more
in
to
the
it.
grand scheme of things,
They're not
they're not that important to what
what's
what we
really
think it
happening.
is.
Hey, Brandon's
They're
the
just
real
tools.
villain of the show. I don't care what
Yeah,
nobody
Brand
says.
is, I
Yeah.
He let
don't
all that stuff happen
understand.
so he could be king. He the villain.
He could have.
He the villain.
He could have changed a lot. He could have saved lives.
He the villain. And he knew he was gonna be king the whole time. He
I
the
think it
villain.
was more so of like when you live. Okay, spoilers, right? When you somewhat
Well,
get the
this thing is
sense.
400 years
I know.
old.
I know, right?
You know, it's still a popular show. People, a lot of people want to watch it. When you think about somebody who, whenever he got connected to the tree or whatever, now he sees in all time, like,
Yeah.
he sees it. I think it changes him in the sense of, like, there's certain things that are inevitable that are going to happen. I can't really truly do anything about it. I just have the foreknowledge that
He
it's
didn't
gonna
even
happen.
care though. He didn't care.
I mean, he
like,
couldn't.
He was like, people gonna die.
I think
Like, that's
I mean,
how he
think
felt
about it
about
though.
it.
Think about it though. If you tap into knowing past, present, future, like even before you and everything,
But bro,
how much would you change as like a
bro,
your
But for
mentality?
it all for you to be king seems a little selfish.
I know. Like, how
Yeah.
does he get
But
chosen?
To know
okay,
all that
king?
and become king.
Right. But you're talking about the way that the show ended it, because I don't even think that probably hasn't even been put in book form.
Yeah,
yet.
it wasn't. No, the show.
So
hasn't
he
finished
might not
before
actually be, because it sounds crazy about. Because I thought it was weird too. Like, oh, you know, I
Like,
know
he
why
did all that and
came
became
Wait,
advisor to the king
Question.
or something. Cool.
How do y'all feel if when the next part of the book comes out, if it's different, if they go and redo the last season?
No,
As they
it's
should.
over. It's over. Nobody's going back
will.
to watch it.
If it is different enough and it's satisfying, they're gonna do it because
the book is probably
it's
out.
money.
Who watched the book? I mean, who reads the book? I never.
Well, then
People
too.
read books,
Then
man.
again, they might. I don't know.
I
They
don't
might
read
not.
books, but people
Bro,
read
Jon
books.
Snow should have been king.
Facts.
End of it.
I always
Ned
knew
should've
he
been
was not
king.
gonna be king.
And I don't care because they did him wrong.
They can't
You
send him
should've
to
been
the
king.
wall. You can't send him to the wall.
When he came back from the dead, that was it. You
Yeah.
rise from the dead, you become king.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Simple as that. That's
why
what
we
Jesus
believe
did.
in Jesus.
Yeah,
That's what.
that's right.
That's what Jon
he
Snow
served. He
did.
served as his night watch because I think that qualifies
Until
you
you
to be
die.
out of it. He
Yeah.
did. So he died.
He died, came back, he's done.
Oh man.
Y'all remember that scene when you first seen him when he was back alive?
When he was-
I knew he was gonna be.
I
alive.
knew it was gonna
But it was
come
just
back.
when he died though. Initially, I was shocked.
My favorite scene in the whole show, which is ironic because the whole episode was a letdown, was when Arya killed the Night King.
I didn't like that.
Really? The drop?
You didn't like the scene? I love the scene.
I like
said
how
it's
they
a
set the
letdown.
scene up.
No, I said the whole episode was a letdown. The Night King should have been more scary. It should
I
have been
didn't
two
like the
episodes.
fact that she was the one who killed him.
Well, I still like the way she did it though. When she dropped
I like the
knife,
way
that's
she
what I'm
did
saying. Yeah, it was a
But
letdown.
I hated
I'm
the
actually
fact-
cool with her killing him.
I'm
I
not.
just I don't like how it happened though.
Yo, she should
That
got
was
spin off.
lame.
She should got spin off. West of Westeros.
They
is what
actually,
it should have
they
been called.
actually were talking. I think it was something that was in the works or talked about, but they didn't end up doing it.
Oh, speaking of books, total change of subject here. But anyways, so I was watching Lecrae's interview with
Wow. Yep, that's a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
with
Game
Nick
of Thrones
Cannon.
to Lecrae. Okay, let's get it.
Yeah, hurry up. 'Cause I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, this is where
So-
we're gonna wrap it up after this.
Okay, so Lecrae and Nick Cannon had an interview, and Nick Cannon started talking about a book that he read that it's a true story. This guy is a surgeon, and he doesn't believe in Jesus at all. Like,
They got a place for people like that.
so he don't believe in us. Like,
So-
he's
so-
a scientist, and he's like, yo, I know how everything works, and he hears people talking like, when they're about to die, they go to the light and whatnot, and so he studies the brain, so he knows how all that stuff works, like what fires in the brain, make you see that. He got in some kind of accident, and those parts of his brain stopped working, and he died, and he saw the light, and he came back. Forgot what the book is called, but that's a book I want to read, and that's a book that needs to be made into a movie. Needless to say, this doctor scientist dude is now a Christian because the only explanation for something like that is that Jesus is real. But I don't know. Leonard mentioned book, and that's like the last book I thought about I wanted to read. Forgot what it's called. Like Reason for Jesus or something like that. Proof of Jesus, something like that. I want to read that book for a doctor who's like, no, this is fake. To then come back and be like, this is the most real thing ever. I got to hear how that works out.
God bless him.
This guy.
I'm hungry. I'm ready to wrap this thing
It's
up.
about that time. Guys, I'm going to close this out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know what? Thank you for joining us on another wonderful episode of Three Good
This
Guys
was fun.
podcast.
This
It
was
was a
good.
great time. You know, as we do, we're going to be ourselves on this show, okay? You know, we're going to drop different subjects and we're going to go into totally different conspiracies. We're going to do everything that comes to mind. And I'm glad you're here to enjoy it with us. I hope you had a good time. Make sure you like all the social medias. Make sure you like this video. Make
We
sure
got
you
a couple
subscribe.
subscribers,
We got a couple subscribers.
but we're still
yeah.
not at 200 yet.
We're not at 200 yet, so we got giveaways on the way. Listen, at the $200 marker, $200 subscriber marker, and at the 1,000 subscriber marker on YouTube. So,
Yes.
YouTube specifically.
You be too.
We're going there. Also, if you see us on TikTok, if you see us on Instagram, you know, like, share, share it with some friends. If you like something, share it with them. All right?
By the way, just to be clear,
Yeah.
Hey,
the
by the
1,000.
way,
Chill out. The 1,000 mark on YouTube,
Is a
what we're giving away is a free hotel stay.
woo!
And it's not a cheap Motel 6 either.
Yeah.
It's a nice hotel. So get
It's a
them,
step
get
right
those
above
subscribers
Motel
up.
6.
Chill out. Nah, we got some nice spots for you. I can
On the Vegas
guarantee
Strip,
that.
we can do the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
could.
definitely did the Vegas Strip. Nice spots too.
Yeah, we can do Vegas.
Super nice spots.
Yeah. You know,
All right.
get in the comments, where would you travel if you won this trip?
Oh yeah,
Let us
but
know.
For 200, I think you get some gas.
I'm going to comment down below because I want to win.
Nah, you can't win,
Yeah, I don't
bro.
think you're gonna be eligible.
But your wife could win.
She could.
See how you do that? So
That's
Hilarious.
Yeah.
is she subscribed?
get your wife,
I don't know. Yeah, we might have to get on there. If she's
bro.
not
I'm subscribed like 3 times.
Listen,
so
if
we
she's
got
not
to get to like we got to get to like
subscribed by the
203.
Yeah, you're right.
'Cause I'm subscribed like 3 times.
hilarious. It's okay. We're gonna go 200. We're gonna go 1,000. Hey, thank y'all once again for joining us. 3 Good Guys. We're out. See
All
you
right, peace.
That's it.
I'm hungry. Let's do it.